The people in our group are Andrew, Dale, and me. The person we are going to talk about is Michael King, more formally known as Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King Jr. lived in the mid-20th century. He was a member of the Baptist Church and was president of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He was the youngest person to win the Nobel Prize. He won it for his outstanding work in the civil rights movement.
He believed that the unconditional love of Christianity spreads to all people of all religions. This means that even if you don't believe or worship Christianity, you will still be loved and welcomed by Christians. He based his beliefs and other beliefs off of the works of Gandhi, Walter Reisbach, like protesting without violence.
What I have learned from Martin Luther King Jr.'s actions is that standing up for what you believe in is a very good thing. He also showed us that any one man can make a change, and that you can accomplish goals without violence. I will use this in my everyday life whenever I get in a disagreement. I will not fight with violence, and I will stick up for what I believe in, just as Michael King did.
Martin Luther King Jr. Was a very well-known preacher as well as an activist. A lot of his messages came from the New Testament and the word of Jesus' love, and centered on the theme of the unconditional love of Christians. Matthew 5:43 through 48 is the verse that we chose. There's a saying, love your friends and hate your enemies. But I say, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you. In that way you will be acting as true sons of your Father in heaven. For he gives his sunlight to both the evil and the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust too. If you love only those who love you, what good is that? Even scoundrels do that much. If you are friendly only to your friends, how are you different from anyone else? Even the heathen do that. But you are to be perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. We chose this because in the 50s and 60s, when there was so much violence in the civil rights movement, really encouraging the nonviolent way of doing civil rights is a very Christian thing to do. And hymn number 433, where across the crowded ways of life, we selected that because it comes from the New Testament and it talks directly about overcoming the secular world and really just concentrating on God's love.